Hey everyone, welcome back to Mental Health for Creators. If you're new here, this channel is all about productivity, creativity, and avoiding burnout. So if you want to stay inspired and create your best work, make sure to like and subscribe to support the channel. All right, let's talk about something every creative person struggles with at some point. How do you keep coming up with new ideas without just rehashing the same stuff over and over? You know the feeling. You've been doing your thing, writing, painting, making videos, designing, whatever, and suddenly everything starts feeling repetitive. Like you're just cycling through the same themes, the same styles, the same concepts over and over. It's frustrating because deep down, you know you have more to offer. But how do you break out of that loop? That's what we're getting into today. By the end of this, you'll have practical, no BS strategies to find fresh inspiration without losing your voice or falling into creative burnout. Let's dive in. 1. Step outside your usual bubble. One of the biggest reasons we get stuck in creative repetition is because we're constantly consuming the same types of content from the same sources. Think about it. If you're a YouTuber, you probably watch other YouTubers in your niche. If you're a writer, you probably read similar types of books or blogs. If you're a designer, you follow the same design trends on Instagram or Pinterest. And while that's totally normal and sometimes useful, it can also be a trap. When all your inspiration comes from sources that are already close to what you do, you're naturally going to end up recreating a version of what's already out there. So how do you break out of that? Simple. Expose yourself to completely different influences. Try this. If you're a filmmaker, go to an art museum instead of watching more movies. If you're a musician, read poetry or study architecture. If you're a writer, watch documentaries about people from a field you know nothing about. The best creators pull inspiration from unexpected places. That's how you end up making something original, because your influences are unusual combinations, not just variations of the same thing. 2. Switch up your medium. Sometimes, the problem isn't that you lack ideas. It's that you're stuck in the same way of expressing them. If you've been creating in the same format for a long time, your brain starts following familiar patterns. You sit down to work, and before you even realize it, you're structuring things the same way you always do. So, shake it up. If you usually write articles, try making a podcast episode instead. If you normally paint, experiment with photography. If you're a digital designer, try making something physical with your hands. Even if the experiment fails, it doesn't matter. The point is to challenge your brain to think differently, and that's often where fresh inspiration comes from. 3. Take a creative detox. This one might sound counterintuitive, but hear me out. Sometimes the best way to find new inspiration is to stop looking for it. If you're constantly consuming content, scrolling, watching, reading, it can actually overload your brain. Instead of letting your own ideas develop, you're just reacting to what you're seeing. Try this. Creativity isn't limited to creative professions. Everyone is creative in some way, and hearing how other people think about problem solving can spark unexpected inspiration. 6. Work with new constraints. Sometimes the problem isn't that you don't have ideas, it's that you have too many possibilities and end up falling back on what's familiar. That's where constraints come in. When you give yourself specific rules or limitations, it forces your brain to think in new ways. Try setting constraints like: write a story in exactly 50 words. Make a song using only 3 chords. Create a video without using any dialogue. Design something in only black and white. Constraints challenge your brain to innovate within boundaries, and that's where some of the most creative ideas come from. 7. Change your process. If you always start your projects the same way, you're probably ending up with similar results. So, switch it up. If you normally brainstorm alone, try bouncing ideas off a friend first. If you usually outline before you create, try jumping in with no plan and seeing what happens. If you work digitally, try sketching ideas on paper first. Small changes in how you work can lead to big changes in what you create. 8. Steal like an artist, but mix it up. Look, every idea comes from somewhere. No one is 100% original, but the key is to steal from multiple places and mix things up in your own way. Instead of copying one thing, try this. Take inspiration from 3 completely different sources. Blend them together in a way no one has done before. For example, if you're a filmmaker, what happens if you mix Wes Anderson's symmetry with the chaotic energy of TikTok edits? If you're a musician, what if you combine jazz rhythms with electronic beats? If you're a writer, what if you take classic fairy tales but retell them in a cyberpunk setting? It's not about copying. It's about remixing in a way that feels fresh and uniquely you. 9. Give yourself permission to suck for a while. Sometimes we get stuck in repetition because we're afraid to take risks. We don't want to try something new and have it not work. But here's the thing. Bad ideas are part of the process. Every great creator has made stuff that didn't work. The difference is, they didn't let that stop them. So give yourself permission to make something bad, on purpose. Create the worst version of something just for fun. You might be surprised at what you stumble upon. Final thoughts. Stay curious. Stay open. Finding fresh inspiration isn't about waiting for a lightning bolt of genius to hit you. It's about actively putting yourself in new situations, exposing yourself to different ideas, and being willing to experiment. So if you're feeling stuck, try one or more of these. Step outside your usual influences. Switch up your medium. Take a creative detox. Change your environment. Talk to new people. Set constraints. Remix ideas in unexpected ways. Let yourself fail. The more curious and open you are, the more fresh inspiration will find its way to you. Now go create something new. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.